Guys. I love live music. All right, let me go ahead and change out this mic. Happy, what day is it? Wednesday, Thursday? I know it's Christmas Eve, but is it Wednesday, Thursday? I just lost track of time. All I know is this is like the 53rd or 54th day in a row. I guess it's no, it's Wednesday. Christmas is Thursday. I know this because I'm supposed to golf on Friday for the first time in like weeks. All right, so happy Wednesday, Humpback Wednesday. If you celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas Eve, Happy Holidays. I know a lot of people that celebrate Kwanzaa, or we have a lot of the Jewish community in here as well. So just happy holidays, happy holidays. All right, but let's talk about the stock market, right? Let's talk about the stock market, but let me change out my mic real quick.
All right. Heard of the Christmas rally? Put yes in the comment section. Put yes in the comment section if you've heard. Now, if you heard it, you probably heard it from me. I've been talking about the Christmas rally for over a decade. All right. Merry Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas Eve. But yeah, I've been talking about the Christmas rally for a very, 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 very long time. Now, guys, the Christmas rally is for your traders. All right, it's for your traders. And I'm going to read what ChatGPT says the Christmas rally actually is, right? So, I have my definition, but when I give my definition, a lot of people don't believe. They don't believe that the Christmas rally been acting kind of funny lately, so it's been going in and out. So I see that my mic is still working. So, but yes, for a long time, I've been talking about the Christmas rally, and most people, before we could fact check, uh, a lot of people thought it was something that I had created because no one had ever heard of the Christmas rally. And if you know me, I watch a lot of TV. I watch a lot of the shows that are on. Thank you, Jim Babe, for the Heart Me. Thank you, Lisa Sutton, for the Go Populars. Uh, so I've been trading the Christmas rally for years. Now it's not something that's going to happen 100% of the time. It's not going to happen 100% of the time. But here's one of the definitions, and I haven't even read it. Right before I came on, I went into the chat. GP, whatever. And I just asked it, can you define and explain what the Christmas rally is and why it happens at the end of the year? That's literally what I asked my GPT. And it said, absolutely. Here's a clear, simple explanation you can use for TikTok or your audience. So it says here that what is the Christmas rally? The Christmas rally, also called the Santa Claus rally, is the tendency for the stock market to rise during the final week of December and the first couple of days in January. Now, why does this happen? Well, traders and analysts believe it happens because of a mix of factors. Now, this is the very first time I've read this, right? It says one, holiday optimism and positive sentiment. People feel more confident and upbeat. There's lighter trading volume, fewer institutional traders. So that means that there's less selling pressure. There's year-end portfolio positioning and funds buying stocks to improve year-end performance. We call that window dressing. There's tax strategies. Investors finish tax loss selling early in December, then buy back those positions in January or February. I never thought about that, right? Let's say you're taking a loss in the market. You can take a loss for this particular tax year, claim that on your taxes, and then repurchase those stocks at the beginning of the year. That's actually pretty intelligent. I never thought about doing that. It also says retail investor activity, meaning holiday bonuses and new investors entering the market. Now, here's what's interesting. We have the Millionaire Challenge starting in January. And a lot of you guys have already jumped the gun. I sat on my glasses earlier, so now they don't fit right. So you guys are going to see me fidgeting with my glasses the whole time. I sat on the legs of it and I haven't gotten it quite right yet. So it's a little loose. So if you see me messing with my glasses the whole time, I can see it's just that it's not tight around my face. Now, it does say here that it's not guaranteed, but historically, the market has shown a tendency to drift higher during this short holiday period. And then it says, if you want, I can also turn this into a TikTok caption or whatever. That's just for business. So, guys, I didn't make up the Christmas rally. I did make up when I believe the Christmas rally starts. So I typically start telling my clients and people that I come in contact with that the Christmas rally for me starts at Thanksgiving. Right? It starts at Thanksgiving when everybody goes around the table and they talk about how great they've done in the market all year, how crypto has gone through the ceiling, especially, guys, if the market is up over 15 or 20%. That's when I love to talk about the market at Christmas, right? I gloat. I tell everybody how I beat the money managers. Once again, thank you for the confetti and Barrera. And I expect that there's a lot of other people that are doing the same thing. Thank you, Christina N, for the confetti. Trying to give you guys something different. I know you guys are so used to giving me the fest gear. Try to show you guys some of the other GIFs that are on this particular platform. So if you don't know how to, those different things that are going on the screen, guys, anyone that's new to TikTok or new to these live podcast on TikTok, if you see all types of stuff going on where you see Go Populars going on the screen, or down here on the right, you see the hearts, those are people tapping up the screen. These are ways to help the live host that's speaking, but it's also a way to give yourself visibility. So anytime I go into a live host room that I really, really love, that I want to support, there are three ways that I can support. I can grab a heart me, which is up top. That's going to connect me with that live host. It's going to alert me every time they go live. It's also going to show up on your feed a lot faster. You can also help the live host with their live goals, which is usually up here to the top left. Right now I have confettis. And then if you don't want to use any monetary way to be able to help with the room, you guys can tap. And when you tap on your screen, you're going to see these hearts show up. The more taps that we have that's going on in the room, the search engine is looking at all the rooms across the world that are going live. And if they see all of these taps being done, all of these likes being done on the screen, it's going to give us preferential treatment over other rooms. And then it allows us to go on what we call the For You page. And on that particular For You page, people that's never seen me before can come into the room. So what I like to do is I like to teach people how to monetize this particular platform. Guys, if you go live on TikTok and you're receiving, support, you will receive a check the next Wednesday. Not even a check, you will get paid next Wednesday. And a lot of people don't know that about this particular platform. No other platform I've ever been on have I ever been on it for a week and receive, a monetary value of my service. So I really love what's happening over here on TikTok, because I've been going live for free forever, right? Because I love to show people what I'm doing in the market, just like the Christmas rally. And I love doing this because, I'm a trader and an investor, and I'm teaching you guys how to generate income by, you want to definitely have another source of income coming in. You want another stream of income, and you want to try to make as much as you can on whatever service that you have to provide. I get that, right? But at the same time, I'm really focused on the investing and trading side because I think that's what's going to change you guys' lives, even if you have a 9 to 5, and that's my gift to you. So the Christmas rally is something that I've been pushing a lot over the last 10 years, and again, I believe it starts to happen after Thanksgiving. Now, it's a trade, guys. It's not an investment strategy. It's a trade. What I do tell my investors that are in the room, which should be everybody, every single solitary person on this live should be an investor. You should have an option to trade or to intraday trade, but it's not an option to invest in the market. Everyone, if you've been coming into my lives, you're starting to understand that if you want to keep up with the economy, if you want to keep up with the Joneses, if you want to keep up with inflation, if you want to keep up with gold, that's why gold and silver, guys, is rising the way it is, because inflation is crazy. Anytime you start seeing people, gold and silver and all of these different precious metals start to explode in price, that's the world telling you that because that was the first currency ever, the precious metals, it's going to kind of tell you what's happening across the world, with the markets. And silver has been exploding in price. And I don't know if you guys know this, you can buy silver in stock form. You don't have to go to Costco and buy silver and gold. If you want to, have at it. I don't even know if you can anymore. Every time Costco has gold available for you to buy, physical gold, it sells out in like a week. So I don't know if you guys knew that, but yeah, you can buy little ounces of gold. I don't know how much it will cost, but you can do that, and you can do that with silver. But silver and gold has been going through the roof. But again, let's get back to the rally. So the rally is kind of the rally is used to trade. All right. A lot of my options traders, a lot of people that are sitting on a lot of funds and they just want to make some quick, fast money. Maybe they're sitting on, if they're sitting on, 5 figures and they want to make a couple of $1,000s so that they can pay for Christmas. That's where they're doing it. They're coming in right around Thanksgiving. Our traders that are using this as a business, if they have, 20, 25 grand, and you make a quick 5, 10, 15% on some of these stocks that have been exploding in price in the last week, you can make you a couple of $1,000s and not have to worry about putting those GIFs on a credit card. And it usually lasts about until I say until April. So my definition of the Christmas rally, guys, starts after Thanksgiving and it ends the very first week of April. So I will trade. I will have longer swing trades. I will have longer option plays. But my option plays, if I was going to take a position, is going to go all the way out till April. Now, investors, that doesn't mean that you guys can't take part also. Investors, now this happens probably more often than the Christmas rally. I trust this move more than anything. The September and October are usually considered the worst months for the stock market. September and October. I want you to write that down. If you're thinking, and it sucks because it's December now, right? September and October is usually when we get the best deals on stocks. Now, why is that? It's the same reason why they say that the Christmas rally is happening. If the market has been up 20, 25, 30%, all the way up until July or August, you have a very, very high chance that a lot of these pension funds and mutual funds and hedge funds that want to lock in some profits, they're going to start selling in September and October, not only so that they can lock in profits, but lock in profits and, they're doing it for tax purposes, right? And you're going to see a lot of that happening in September and October, no matter what's happening in the market. And then usually after that happens, that's when you'll start seeing the market rise because just like the chat said, you're gonna have fund managers that are trying to catch up. You're gonna see excitement in the market because there's not a lot of volume. So when there's not a lot of volume in the market, guys, that means that a whale, someone that has a lot of funds, they can move the market. So when there's low volume and then there's a lot of buying happening, the market can get pushed up really, really quickly because not that many people are participating. So, individual funds can actually move the market, especially if they're buying billions of dollars or something. All right, thank you for the confetti, Auntie. So again, there's a lot of different reasons why the market starts to go up. But instead of just coming in, guys, and buying options or going long, or waiting for September and October for the markets to drop, I keep stressing to look at your charts first. Your charts are going to tell you if it's happening, right? And you don't even have to worry about the Christmas rally going on. You can literally just keep doing the same strategies that we've been doing. But you can add that to it. You can say, look, guys, the market tends to go up or start to explode in price towards, this time period. So if you see a 513 cross or you start seeing a break in trend and you start seeing green candles go up 1, 2, or 3 days, then you can take a shot at it and you can say, well, the way Joel is trying to stress to look at the market, to look at the bias, you can continue with that same strategy, but then you can add, and it's the Christmas rally. So let me put a lot of what I'm saying. Let me give a visual of what I'm saying. Now, I'm going to try something today, guys, and I hope that I don't get flagged for it. All right. I don't even know why I'm saying that to the TikTok universe. The very first time I tried this, I got a warning. And I think I got a warning because of how I did it, but I think I'm doing it correct this time. So if the live shuts off, I apologize for it. I'll come right back on 5 minutes later. But what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to bring up this right here. I'm going to try to bring this up. I researched it. I went on the GPT. I read all about it. I looked at what I was doing wrong. So I think I'm going to do it right this particular time. But if it shuts off, that's why. All right. I am able to pull up my Thinkorswim charts, but those charts are really, really, really advanced. And I want to try to show you guys, especially my beginners, what we're using, which is this right here, which is a lot more simple to see. And if you guys are coming in late, you don't have to ask, hey, what stock are we looking at? Because the name of the stock is going to be big and bold. All right. And then we can look at the bottom. If you want to look and see what the market cap is and all of that stuff, it's going to be on the chart. So I'm going to try it and see what happens. All right. So let's give it a shot. Oh, dang. And then I pulled up the wrong one. Hold on. All right. Let's see if it works. Dun, 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 dun. Well, before we even get there, let's look at this particular chart. Before we even pull it up, let's look at this chart. So, guys, this is the S&P 500. This is a picture, so I forgot I put this picture up here, so it's behind here, so it should work. So this is the S&P 500. As you guys can see on this particular chart, you're going to see a blue line. That blue line is the bias of the market. What direction is this line moving, guys? Is it moving up or down? And we're looking at what we call a day chart. That means that every single those green and red candles that you see, those represent a day. So in the stock world, when you see a 200-day moving average going up, especially over a year, that stock is considered bullish. Joel's method, the what would Joel do method, I always tell people try not to sell stock or try to bet against it when that blue line is angled up. Can you make money doing it? Yes, of course you can, because stocks don't go up in a straight line. They stair step. But even if you look at this chart, y'all see on the left side of the chart where you see the green circle at the bottom? All of that is red, and you guys can see that it's just red, 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 red every single day. That's when the market was bearish. But as soon as we started to go up, you can see with your own eyes there's more green candles than red candles. That's going to happen, guys, if a stock is bullish and that 200-day moving average is angled up. There are going to be moments that it pull back. There are going to be moments you're going to see red. But for every red candle, you're going to see 3 or 4 green candles. What do I mean by that? That means that if the market trends for like 20 days, you're only going to see about 7 red candles, and then 20 days, and then 7 days that it goes down. It's going to trend 3 to 4 times longer than it does when it goes down. Can you catch it when it goes down? Yes. But in my opinion, especially when you first start, you want to give yourself an edge and be on the side of the highest percentage to win. We all know that you have a 50% chance of making money. A stock is either going to go up or down. A stock is either going to go up or down. You got a 50-50 chance of making money. You add the 200-day moving average angled up. I'm telling you guys this, you're gonna raise your percentage to about 70. Okay? My winning percentage for investments is very, very high. I don't even like using that number because you guys are not going to believe it. But as a trader, I win about 77.8% of the time. Thank you for the confetti, Kale. So I win roughly about 4 out of 5 times. That means if I take 5 trades, guys, one of those trades I'm going to lose. But losing doesn't mean I'm the worst trader on the planet and you could never learn from me again. It just means there's some funny business going on. It's some funny business going on. I don't like this funny business. I'm going to chill over here for a minute. And I'll take this stock losing a little bit to figure out what this funny business is. Funny business happens 1 out of 5 trades. All right. And every time it happens, I can always show you how it was funny. AMD did it to me. AMD did some funny business to me in the last 2 years. So much that I talk about, how it hurt me, every other live. And now AMD is sitting at all-time highs or close to it. That's that funny business. While I was in it, it didn't want to act right. I got out of it, and then it started to act right immediately. It happens to the best of us, even gurus. 1 out of 5 times. But it doesn't mean that I didn't have a profitable year. It doesn't mean that I didn't outperform the best money managers that are out there on Wall Street. It just means that I didn't win 100% of the things that I bought. And that's going to happen. And I want you guys to understand that when you're coming into the market. If your strategy is to go hard or go home, you're either going to win or you're not going to win at all, then look, that can be your strategy. I know people that run that strategy in options. I'm going to either lose 100% of this or I'm going to make 1,000%. So they can lose 7 or 8 times in a row. But if they make 1,000% return, y'all know they could win only 20 or 30% of the time and they still going to be profitable. See, just because you don't win 50% of the time doesn't mean you can't be profitable, guys. And see, I started to learn how to manipulate numbers like that a long time ago because the brain always thinks, hold up, a winning team, a winning football team has to win more games than they lose. If they don't win more games than they lose, then you can't call them a winning team. What are you talking about, Joel? You can win 20% of the time and still profit. That don't even make any sense. It does make sense. If when I win, if when I win, I make like 400 or 500% on each of these companies, but when I lose, I only lose 10%. I can be wrong a lot. And I want you guys to understand that. I want you to spend more time in winning trades than losing trades. I don't want you guys to learn how to lose by staying in it and enduring the pain of a losing company. I want you guys to be allergic to losing. I don't care if you get out earlier than you're supposed to. There's so many times I would have like a 20%, like let's say I buy a stock, let's say I put $1,000 in it. And I say, if that $1,000 is ever worth $800, I'm going to sell it. There have been times that it would drop from 1,000 to, I don't know, $975, like $25, and I'll be like, I don't like how this feels, and then I would sell it. In my opinion, there's nothing wrong with getting out early. A lot of the times, guys, that feeling, that gut feeling that you're having is the fact that it's probably about to start falling, because the way that I trade off of momentum, I've learned that when I buy something, it's supposed to immediately start going into profit. If that bad boy don't immediately start going into profit, I'm like, there's some funny business going on. I might need to get out this mug. I ain't waiting till my stop loss. I ain't waiting. I'll go and trade something else because I like immediate gratification. I like the immediate. Guys, when I bought silver, I immediately started making money. Immediately. Guys, I bought silver this year. Bad boy's already up almost 100%. When have you ever seen a precious metal double in the same year? Imagine you going to go buy a gold chain at the mall and that bad boy, your herringbone chain costs like 1,000. And then you show up 6 months later and they're like, oh, nah, this chain now costs $2,000. You'll be like, what? What are you talking about? Gold, precious metals aren't supposed to double in the same year. This is a scam. Nah, that's how much precious metals have been going up this year, and a lot of you guys didn't know that. Anyway, let's get back to the S&P, though. The S&P 500 is the 500 largest companies on the planet. If you notice on this chart, the blue line is angled up. So you're dealing with a bullish economy. I don't care what Uncle Al is saying. You got a bullish economy. Use your eyes instead of your ears. We do this too much. Stop using this, use this. The market is bullish. Not only is bullish, I see way more green than red. And we just hit all-time highs yesterday. When I say all-time highs, guys, I'm talking about the highest price the stock market has ever been in history. In history. It just broke a record for being the highest that it's ever been in the history of mankind. You got to think about that. Like, hold up. All these people out here being negative on the market and we just hit all-time highs. I'm like, yeah. Stop listening to people, because a lot of the times, if you got a megaphone and you're somebody and you got a group of people, you can lead certain people astray if they don't know what's actually going on in this other room. And I've seen that a lot. I've gone into some of these rooms where the negativity is so high. I'm like, are these guys looking at charts? Because what they're talking about is just hearsay, and maybe it will happen in the future. But I want you guys to understand something. The big boys, the big girls, the big women, the big boys that are out there, they get information way before we do. They get information months, weeks, whatever before we do. Every single day we hear about how Pelosi got into some company before, somebody just got in trouble. They worked with the people that were doing rates. They're under investigation. They get information early. And let me tell you guys, when they get the information, you start seeing the market turn. And then when we look at our charts, we'll say, hey, there's something funny going on. You remember how I say I lose 1 out of 5 trades? There's something going on. There's some funny business going on. And then by time we get the news, guys, the market may have already dropped 10 or 15%. And then we're like, oh, this is what the market's about to do. But now we didn't get that best risk to reward. That's why I always tell people to look at the charts. The charts are going to tell you what's happening. And I'm telling you guys this, if the market truly was about to sell off and the AI bubble was real, we would not have recovered from the sell-off, 2 or 3 weeks ago. We would not be sitting at all-time highs right now if the people out there that can really, really move the market are in the market. You would see in the charts the market start to turn around. You'll start seeing red candles, red candles, red candles, red candles, red candles. Because what I teach is price action. You're going to see it, and then the news is going to come out. We always think that we're going to get the news when everybody else gets the news. No, you're not. Don't even worry about it. You're not going to get the news when they get the news. But what you can do is we get the chart information. That's what keeps us all on the same playing field. What keeps us all on the same playing field is that I can look at this chart every minute if I want to and see if there's some funny business going on. I can go into the options market and look for unusual options activity. Guys, I don't see it. I don't see we call this a call to put ratio, or a call to put ratio, guys, is a ratio where you see more people buying calls than puts. See, you can't see that in individual. Like if you go to Webull or any of these different brokerages, you can't see how many people are buying shares of Apple, and you can't see how many people are shorting Apple. But you can see it in the options market, which is why a lot of people go into a lot of you guys are not using the options market the way it's supposed to be used. It's literally supposed to be a legal way of seeing funny business. And I'm trying to teach you guys that. It's called unusual options activity. Even when I'm intraday trading, I don't pick the strikes that I want. I pick the funny business strikes. Why is everybody buying the spiders? I see 3,000 contracts being bought at a resistance area, and I don't see any puts being bought. 80% of the time is going to go to that particular strike. And you guys are just learning about that right now. And you're supposed to, right? Hey, thank you for the hat. I need a better dance for that. The hat and mustache. Thank you, Pops. So looking at this chart, I have it here for a very long time. I want you guys to understand what's happening. You're in a bullish market and we're at all-time highs. Can it turn around here? Yeah, it can. But for now, it's rallying, right? It's the 25th, 4th. Market's sitting at all-time highs. If you didn't believe in the Christmas rally, sorry, it's already happening. If we drop 5 or 10% on Monday, I guess you could say the Christmas rally didn't happen. But we got 5 or 6 more days. And usually when something like this happens, the short sellers are getting run over. Anybody that has puts, they're getting run over. All right. Again, why would it probably keep going up? Because if the market was up for 2 years in a row, 28%, then another 28%, and then we finished the year another 20%, and your fund is only up 1%, or your fund is down when everybody else is up, they're going to lose all of their clients. And they don't have to worry about competing with the other funds that have already clocked in their money because they're often doing their own thing. They're shopping and doing their gifts and getting ready for the Christmas holidays and whatever. So you got a lot of people that are running and you scrambling to try to get their numbers up before the end of the year. Doesn't mean that you guys should go out on Monday and start buying call options. Now, before we get into this again, my disclaimer. My name is Joel Harrison. All right, this is a DIY room. This is a do-it-yourself room, and anything and everything that I talk about today are the opinions of Joel Harrison. I am an expert in stocks, options, and futures, but anything that I talk about today are the opinions. It's a do-it-yourself room. Please do your due diligence. Do your due diligence and fact check even me. I love when you guys fact check me. I don't get offended. Put the right answer in the comment section. I'm wrong all the time. Close. I'm not like totally wrong. I might be wrong by a couple of percentages, right? But more than likely, I'm on to, I try to explain things the best that I possibly can. But please do your due diligence. But look at where we are. We're at all-time highs. The rally is happening. I'm going to blow up this side of the chart. So when you look at this side of the chart, well, since we're here, these were the April tariffs. So I want you guys to just use your eyes. You didn't need 50,000 indicators to know when to get into this trade. Somebody in the comment section tell me, what color should you have started buying this market? Green or red? In the comment section, should you have started buying when it was red or when it was green? In the comment section. Joe said red. Buy it. Start buying when it's red. But I'm going to wait until the red is done. See, guys, we didn't know when the blue line was angled up and we hit the blue line. A lot of people ended up getting into some of these assets way too early, because they didn't know how far this could actually fall. We call that catching a falling knife. You didn't know how long it could have gone down for 4 months. It could have easily gone down all of May also. All you had to do was draw a white line on that chart. And as soon as we broke that trend and you saw 3 green candles, you could have caught this whole entire move. Y'all see that? Look. Red, don't buy. Watch this. Red, don't buy. Red, look, 1 candle, 2 candles, 3 candles. Now, some people would have said, Joel, I would have just waited and bought it at the lows. Now, I caught the lows. But I didn't catch the lows, guys, because of a gut feeling. I didn't say, man, it sure does feel like a great day to buy stocks today because it's selling off real hard. I didn't buy the market because somebody came on TV and I said, hey, I want to prove this guy wrong, and I think I want to buy it today. I didn't buy it at this level, guys, because it was a support level. I didn't buy it at this level, guys, because it was hitting a Bollinger Band or a S3 point, right? Or the MACD said it was oversold at that time. The reason why I was able to catch the lows simply was because the volatility index jumped over 50. That is the only time in history Joel Harrison will counter trend a falling knife. So if you ever see the market selling off, while you guys are trying to time the market, I'm just sitting back saying, hold off, guys. Hold off, guys. Hold off, guys. Look at that volatility index. Okay, it's at 20. It's at 30. It's at 40. I'm like, hold off, hold off, hold off. And then I get an alert on my phone that says, bye, Joel. It's time now. That's how I was able to buy the bottom. I stopped trying to time the market. I realized I'm not in those rooms with these billionaires and pension funds that turn the market around. I'm not having meetings with those guys. I don't know when the whales are going to decide to buy, because that's when the market turns. The market doesn't turn because the economy just gets better. The market turns because the powers that be starts to buy the market again. The one percenters, people like myself, we all know to wait until the volatility index hits 50. 30 is when you start picking at it. 50 is when you go all in. We knew, even with the tariffs, we knew that the market was going to fall. We didn't know how far down it was going to fall. But what we did know was that when that volatility index hit 50, it was going to be the end of the selling, because the volatility index, guys, is like your Richter scale. Everybody here knows a Richter scale, right? Somebody in the comment section tell me, what number do we have to get on an earthquake before we say, ooh, this is a bad earthquake? What number is that, right? Especially you California people, you know. If I heard that there was an earthquake today, what number do I start saying, ooh, that was a rough earthquake? Yeah, you're going to hear 7.5. 7.5 earthquake is a bad earthquake. Like, people are going to die. Ooh, I shouldn't have said that. They might flag me. People were unalived. Well, guys, there's a Richter scale for the stock market. It's called the volatility index. And Joel Harrison will not buy the stock market unless that Richter scale is above 30. We hit 28. We hit 28, guys, and that's what was so funny to me. When I see markets reverse at a value that I'm already looking at, it lets me know how good I am. It really does let me know that I'm on point and I can see things that a lot of people might not. This big one down here, that day the market hit a 28 on the volatility index. And it was so funny because my inbox was going off. They were like, Joe, should I be buying? Should I be buying? It's almost at 30. Now, I went ahead and bought something that day because I also thought, well, it's probably going to hit it anyway today. And it never hit it. It hit 28.7. And then a lot of people couldn't get in the market. And then the market exploded in price. And it left a lot of people behind. And that's funny because I know they did that on purpose. They knew everybody was looking at 30. They knew. The powers that be knew. And look at what happened. So 50 was right here. 20 and 30, guys, was when it hit that blue line up there. But the tariffs was such a huge thing. We kind of felt like if we couldn't break above this blue line again and we start going red again, we all knew, because the tariffs was something that none of us had ever experienced before. You had a new administration. We knew the market was going to sell off. I didn't know how much it was going to sell off. It sold, guys. It sold off for 4 or 5, but it looked like it sold off for about 3-4 weeks. Y'all know I ain't buy nothing for 3 to 4 weeks. I just sat back. I said, oh, nope, not till that bad boy hits 50. We hit 50 for one day. You had one day to get in. And that's how I was able to catch the low. And this wasn't the only low that I caught. I caught the last like 7. Y'all hear this story all the time. The last 50 that went off was August of the previous year. I was moving my son into college. We hit 50 on that day. I bought Palantir and Bitcoin. I caught Bitcoin at 49.9. I caught the low that day. And I did it again. That next time it hit 50. Okay. And now you have this, what's happening right here. So if you're not in the market right now, if you're thinking about getting in, I would say, guys, chill for a second or don't put all your eggs in one basket. We're at all time highs. Let the market do what it's going to do. You missed out. Not only did you miss out, I think we're like in on the third or fourth day of the market trending up. And I try to tell people don't buy the market when we're at the highest price it has ever been. Aren't we in this business to buy low and sell high? Well, guys, we're at highs. Now, if you're looking at something, I'm going to look at you guys as stocks in a minute. In about 6 minutes, I'm going to look at everybody's stock. If the beta of your stock is higher than 1.0 and that stock has pulled back 15 or 20%, you are allowed to start picking at those particular companies. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Put like a quarter position. See what the market does. Because in my opinion, I think we're going to probably fall. We might rise, go sideways, and then something is telling me that in April we're going to sell off because last April, guys, this is what happened last April. So I want you guys to think about this. This is what happened last April. This is what happened. I'm going to say it 3 times. This is what happened last April. This is what happened last April. Wink, wink. This is what happened last April. Now, it wasn't the end of the world because look at what happened. Y'all see what the market did? It wasn't the end. Didn't know that it was the lows of the year. I did. Because I've been doing this over and over and over and over again for a decade. Thank you for the confetti trade with Dr. Chaz and Glow at Me. I appreciate that. And thank you for the Go Populars, guys. If you want to help the room and help yourself, although I love all of the, I love the confetti that you guys are giving me. I love roses. But the best gift, the best GIFs, I'm saying GIFs because we can't say the GIFTS word here. The best GIFs on this platform is going to be the Go Populars. The Go Populars is in that if you go down here to this tab, you're going to see a little GIF box. When you open up that GIF box, you're going to go to the exclusive tab. The exclusive tab is going to allow you to be able to throw those Go Populars. The Go Populars is going to help the room and it's going to help you. It's going to give you visibility on the screen. If you're in a live host room like this and you're trying to build your foundation, meaning, hey, I engage with you and you engage with me. I can't say the F word, the FOLLOWERS word. But that's how you're able to engage. Another trick that people do to try to get their numbers up, guys, is they go here and they make sure that they grab the top supporters in this best. We call this your bestie box. They also come here. There's going to be over 1,000 people that run through this room. We've already had 433 people pass through the room. A lot of people are coming through the room. They'll go up here. They'll go grab the top 10 folks, and then they leave. Because they know these are the supporters I want, because those are the types of people that are probably supporting the lives, and then they go about their business. Hey, thank you for the heart me G7 the one and only. All right, so there's a couple of tricks that we use, right? Anytime I go into a room, I always make sure I throw like 100 to in some cases 1,000 Go Populars, and that helps the room, and it keeps it's like real estate for me. I'll throw 1,000 Go Populars, and I'll sit there with my name at the top of the board for like 5 or 10 minutes. I would force people to engage with me because they're like, who is this crazy person whose name's been up here for like 10 minutes? All right, so if you want to know how I was able to grab over 8,000, I think I'm close to 9,000 now. Guys, I've only been on this platform for 55 days. I've only been on this platform for 55 days. I just want you guys to know that. All right. So I'm learning a lot of the tricks of the platform. And I'm going to get to you guys' stocks. I just got to get this out there. My aunt and my other mentor are in the room right now. So if you guys could, and they always get embarrassed when I do this, but my mentors are here. My aunt is my favorite for journeys. She's going to teach you how to monetize this platform. All right. She usually goes live right after I finish. My other mentor is Kimberly Monetize. If she's still here, she's going to also teach you how to monetize the platform and how to get support groups. All right, my aunt does the same thing. Live hosts like myself on this particular platform, we need support. So we have support groups to help you monetize the platform, as long as you're providing great content like this. All right. So I always put that out there, 3 to 4 minutes. I gotta push that at the top of the hour. And now that it's 7 o'clock, we can get back to your stocks. If you came in here from the For You page, put FYP in the comment section. If you came in here from the For You page and you like what you hear, put FYP in the comment section, and supporters that are in the room, the fact that they're here, go ahead and engage with those particular individuals. All right. Because, they're here. They didn't have to be here. And I'm obviously giving them something that they want to learn. All right, but today, guys, we're learning about the Christmas rally. The Christmas rally is just a rally that happens. It doesn't happen all the time, but a lot of the times the stock market will rise at the end of the year, and in my opinion, it extends all the way throughout the April. And I'm gonna tell you guys why. The reason why I like to stay in the market all the way until about April is because the apples that are out there, the companies out there like Amazon that are sending out packages, all of these particular companies that are moving the market, they get into I always say this wrong. I don't know if they get in the black or come out the black. Pops gave me the right answer last time and I forgot. I think they go into the black, meaning they go into the profit. And a lot of companies might not have made any money all year long. And then when Christmas time comes around, they go into the black. Now, here's the thing. Companies have what we call earnings periods. Every 3 months, they're supposed to come out and tell you what they've done for the last 3 months. And it's an earnings call. And shareholders like myself would love to go and hear how your investment is doing. Every 3 months, the CEO has to come on and tell you what's going on with that particular company. Because these companies are going into the black at Christmas, they're not going to release their great, the things that they've done until March or April, when the earnings period comes, the first of the year. So people will anticipate that. They'll go into, a lot of people will have, and they be doing little tricky stuff, guys. There's some people that have satellites that literally, or drones that fly around, and the drones would fly around and look at the Costco parking lot or the Walmart parking lot, right? Or it'll fly over popular malls, like I was at Lenox Mall today. And those drones will literally count how many cars and how many people are going in and out the mall. And they'll use those numbers against, previous numbers to kind of get an idea if people are spending money at Christmas. So if you start seeing the market, remember how I told you guys, the people that are smart that are out there, they have information way before we do. We just have to see if it's happening in the charts. And then they can position themselves where they know that there's going to be positive news that comes out, 3 months from now. And then when that news comes out, they can sell. Right? Because they can anticipate it going up. If you've ever seen Trading Places, this is what they were doing. This is what Eddie Murphy and I forgot the other guy that was in the movie, but this is how they were able to get over on these other orange futures traders, because they had the information beforehand. And then they switched you got to go watch the movie. I don't want to tell you the plot of the movie, but that's exactly, if you have the information before the news come out, that's what they call insider trading, right? So, that's what's happening. So I like to wait until February or March, especially if the market looks like I was at Lennox today and it was pretty crowded. We left at like 3 o'clock and it looked like the old Lennox. It didn't look like people were slowing down in the way that they're buying. Parking was still terrible. We lucked up and got parking, but it did, like I've gone to Lennox. We've gone to Lennox every year for like 20 years. So I guess I shouldn't have put that information out there, but whatever the case. So we go to Lennox and I kind of get an idea of how how people are feeling when they're, if there's a lot of people there or if it's slow. You can kind of get a feel for the type of Christmas that we're having. And it felt pretty normal. It felt just like last year, even though people are struggling and numbers are going up. I get that. And foreclosure is going up, and Trump just put out a new bill that said something about making student loan people forced to they're going to garnish your wages to pay for those student loans. So there's some stuff that's in the cards. There's some stuff that's working. All right. So it looks like we didn't get cut off. So what you guys now are looking at is the Yahoo Finance page. Now the Yahoo page is going to be what I use for my beginners. So if you're coming into the market, this is what I'm going to teach you guys to use. As you can see very clearly, just looking at this chart, someone tell me, is this chart green or blue? I'm sorry, green or red? This is a 1-day chart. So I'm going to switch the chart. Let me switch the chart to a 1-year chart. So what I usually do, guys, to figure out if a company is bullish or bearish is I'm going to go in and I'm going to look at the 1-year chart and the 5-year chart. When I pull up the 1-year chart and the 5-year chart, both charts turn green. So that's telling me I'm dealing with a bullish Apple. I also, guys, when I'm analyzing stocks very, 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 very quickly, all right, when I'm looking at the 1-year and the 5-year chart, that's 1 year of information. So what you're looking at right now from the left to the right is a stock chart of the price of Apple. And as you can see on a 5-year chart, Apple is a bullish stock that has been going up for 5 years. If you look at the percentage, and you guys can't see it, so I'm going to blow it up. Right here, it's going to tell you how much Apple was up in the last 5 years. Can you guys see what that number is? I just want to know if you guys can see it. If not, I'll make it bigger. I see what the number is because I'm looking at it on my computer. But let me know if you guys can see that number. What number do you guys see? 107. So if Apple was up for 107% in the last 5 years, on average, how much is Apple giving you percent-wise a year? If it's up, in just a rough number, guys, it doesn't have to be exact. If Apple was up 107% over a 5-year period, realistically, how much can you expect Apple to give you in the next year if it continues to go up in price? Let's just see if you guys can just use regular common sense. Exactly. My aunt said 20%. So if I had $1,000 invested in Apple, you can expect it to maybe be worth about, $1,200 in 1 year. Anybody expecting that $1,000 to be worth $20,000 because a new phone is coming out, it's because you're not looking at charts. You're gambling. If you don't know what a stock can do, then you're gambling. You have to look at this past performance to see what it can possibly do in the future. Now, it's not always nothing is 100% on this planet. But I've seen a lot of math going on in the stock market, a lot of math. If you hate math, this ain't the place to be. If you love math, oh my God, you can make a killing in this game, especially since when we train these computers to trade our accounts, they're using numbers. Now, here's another number I want you guys to look at. You guys are going to find out that I never talk about stock price. Listen to what I just said. I never, ever, 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 ever talk about stock price. Because stock price don't mean nothing. It's just a number. It's a number that's trying to fool you into thinking it's expensive or it's not expensive. I don't care if Apple stock was $30,000. Don't care. I don't care. I want to show you guys something. Watch this. I'm going to show you guys something that's going to blow your mind. I'm going to show you something that's going to blow your measy. Hold on. Watch this. I'm about to show y'all something. Have you guys heard of Warren Buffett? Warren Buffett is considered the greatest investor of all time. He has a company, and that company is called Berkshire Hathaway. Berkshire Hathaway has a stock price. I want you guys to see this. Can somebody tell me, because I can't see that. If you wanted to own a share of this company, how much money do you need? That's a real number. That's Berkshire Hathaway stock. If you wanted to own Berkshire Hathaway stock, yeah, guys, that's a real number. That's $750,000 a share. I know people right now that say to me, Joel, I sure wish. What's going on in the comments? Hold on. Oh, I see what's happening. Oh, whoa, I thought I got flagged. That's $700,000. $700,000 a share. Now, I know people that have told me, Joel, I wish I could invest in Berkshire Hathaway stock. I dream of owning a share of Berkshire Hathaway. I dream of having a share. But it doesn't mean that you can't invest in Berkshire Hathaway stock. They knew that people were going to say, $750,000, I'm not going to be able to buy this. So you know what they did? They said, all right, we're going to create a stock for our hedge funds and pension funds where we never do a reverse stock split. And then we're going to create some shares that are attached to the same company with the same market cap. But instead, we're gonna tweak the numbers so that you don't actually know how big the company is. Now watch this. Before we even look at this, I want to show you guys something. Can somebody tell me how large Berkshire Hathaway actually is? Because that's what matters. What matters, guys, is the market cap. We're going to look at that. Can somebody tell me what the market cap of Berkshire Hathaway? What's the market cap of Berkshire Hathaway? You can find it right here. Y'all see that number? What number does that say? Can somebody tell me what that number says for market cap? Because that's where you make your money. Nah, it's not. It's not almost. It is $1 trillion. Berkshire Hathaway's company has a $1 trillion market cap. I know you guys are like, well, what does that mean to me? I want you guys to write that number down. It's 1.081. And you're looking at a stock price that's $750,000. Now watch this. Y'all remember how we just looked at the company and it said it was $1 trillion? And you're like, I wish I could have invested Hathaway. Well, watch this. Watch this. They said, we know that people don't know anything about market cap. So what we're going to do for the people that don't know, it's not their fault that they don't know. They're learning now. Until then, we're going to create another stock called Berkshire. Oh, dang. Wrote the wrong thing. Hold on. Remember, y'all wrote down. You already wrote down. Why is this not popping up? Hold on. Bear with me. Give me a second. Oh, here we go. Now watch this. Same company. Same company. Same company. Same company. Same company. And now the stock price. Y'all see this? Oh, wait. I'm gonna make it look right. Sorry about that. This makes it look better. This is TikTok, not me. This company, guys, and the shares are 501. What's the difference? The difference is the illusion. The difference is the illusion. Because look at this. Watch this. Same company. Same company. Look at what the market cap is, guys. Right around the same amount, 1.08 trillion. It's the same company. You can invest 500 in it, or you can take your $750,000 and invest in this one. You can take $100, guys. Listen to what I'm about to say. You can take the same $500 you have right here, and you can go buy the big one, the BRKA. Now, you're not going to own a full share. You're going to own like 1 millionth of a share. But it's the same thing. And that $500, no matter if it's invested in the big one or the small one, when this $1 trillion doubles to 2 trillion, your $500 is going to be worth 1,000 no matter which one you buy. I hope you guys understand what I just said. It don't matter what the stock price is. What matters is what your investment is. Quit looking at stock price to determine what you're going to buy. Buy what you want to buy. Market cap is the only thing that you should be focused on, because this is where you make your money. Joe, explain that again. I don't get it. Can you go back and say it again? If I have $500 and the market cap is $1 trillion, when that trillion doubles to 2 trillion, my 500 doubles to 1,000. If this trillion ever goes to 10 trillion, my $500 goes to 5,000. Your investment is attached to the market cap, not the stock price, because the stock price can be manipulated anytime they want. They can reverse stock split. They just did that with Netflix. They made the $1,000 a share go to 100. Okay. So I hope you guys are starting to understand that stock price don't mean nothing. Never has. Well, it did. Nowadays, we have what we call fractional shares. Fractional shares means you can buy whatever amount you want. Joel, I'm going to wait until I get a lot of money before I get into the stock market. Do you have $1? Yes, I think I can scrounge up $1. Well, you can invest in the stock market. What? Yeah. Yeah, the more money you have invested, the more money you can make. That's just common sense. But it doesn't mean that you can't start investing, and you don't need a lot of money to invest. If you've been coming in here the last week, I've been showing you guys how if you were to just invest, you know, $100 a month, we put $100 a month into our kids' accounts on the first of every month. We started during COVID. Both of my kids have 5-figure stock accounts. One of my sons owns over 40 shares of NVIDIA alone. That boy ain't but 19. It's not a brag. It's to show you that average Joes like myself can take advantage of the stock market and not have to break the bank to do it. Now, my numbers are higher because I'm a middle-aged man. Shoot, I've been I better have a little bit of cash. What have I been doing for the past 40-something years? So yeah, I have a little bit more cash, but I didn't have. I'm gonna tell you what, I didn't have a 5-figure account when I was 19. I barely had a 2-figure account when I was 19. Dude, when I had $100, I thought I was rich. I don't even remember having $100 when I was in college. Boy, if you had $100 just cash in college, what? You can order popcorn and drinks at the movie theater? You are balling. Anyway, you can create your own stock price. All right, so what I want to do, I'm supposed to get off at 7:30. I'm gonna get off at 7:45. So what I want you guys to do is we're gonna only use this chart today. All right, we're gonna try to break down the charts with this one. We're gonna pull up your stock. We're gonna look at the market. So today we're just gonna keep it simple, bullish or bearish, and we're gonna look at the market cap. Bullish or bearish, and we're gonna look at the market cap. I'm training you guys to start buying things that are bullish because it's going to give you a higher chance of making money over a longer period of time. We make too many mistakes buying bearish companies thinking that they are on sale. You guys want to, in my opinion, you want to buy bullish companies that are falling in price. Thank you for the confetti. Instead of buying things, I'm going to show you guys some examples of bearish companies that's been in my inbox that I keep telling people to stay away from. And year after year, they keep buying it year after year. And I keep saying most mutual funds and pension funds do not want to wait for a company to turn around. This one, for example, hold on, let me pull it up. This one. I'm going to show you guys 2 charts. When you pull up 2 charts and you find a company that has been going down for not only a year, but for 5 years, that is not a good sign that now is the time to buy. Because why can't it be 6 years? Why wasn't it after the 2nd year or the 3rd year or the 4th year? Unless you're an investor that invests in things that are down every 5 years. Uh-oh, now I might get flagged because it went off the page. Whew. Caught that one real quick. I was in the wrong search. Oh, dang, did I just do it again? Oh, nah, I didn't make it. Oh, here we go. Here's one, Pfizer. Watch this, guys. Yes, this is a day chart. Yes, Pfizer might have been up for a day. Pfizer might have been up for a day, but I'm going to show you guys a 1-year chart. Watch this. This is the 1-year chart. What color is the 1-year chart? That means if I bought this 1 year ago, if I bought this stock 1 year ago, I am not making any money over a year. What color is that? It's red, right? Not only did it have a red chart, guys, for 1 year, watch this. Do y'all know that this stock not only has been going down for a year, which it says it's down 6%. Yeah, Joel, but I'm getting a 7% dividend. Okay, I get that. So you just didn't want to make any money. It's down 6.3%. It gave you a 6.9% dividend. Okay. Watch the 5-year chart. The 5-year chart shows a stock that's been down 32% over a 5-year period. Hold on, I don't know why this chart. Oh, there we go. Y'all see this chart? But so many people are like, it's time to buy. They said that year after year after year after year after year. Year after year after year after year. And I'm like, why? You could have been in some other stock making money. Why are you in this stock? Why do you have to be in this one? Do you have to be in it because you want to prove me wrong? I hope your whole retirement and trading strategy ain't based off of making Joel wrong. I'm wrong 1 out of 5 times. I don't want you to be wrong for 5 years, people. I want you to be wrong for like a month, and then I'll be like, I told you, and then you get into another stock. That's the only I told you I want. You know, you down 3%. I told you. I don't want none of y'all to lose for 3 or 4 years. I really don't. So what I want you guys to do is give me your stocks in the comment section. I'm going to try to pull it up. I did give my moderators off. I gave them the night off, so I'm doing this on my own, flipping back and forth. So bear with me. All right. But I'm going to try to, this is the first time that I'm using this particular chart. So I'm trying to get used to it, trying to get a feel for it. So I see Amazon. So watch this, guys. We're going to pull up Amazon. All I want you guys to tell me is this company, I'm going to pull up Amazon. Is this bearish or bullish? We're going to pull up the 5-year chart first. Is Amazon bearish? Dang, why did Bitcoin pop up? Let me try this again. I know I ain't put anyway. All right, is that oh, let me pull up the 5-year chart. 5-year chart, is that bullish or bearish? Is Amazon chart bearish or bullish? Great. The answer is bullish. Amazon is up 50% for the past 5 years. So on average, how much can you expect to get from Amazon if it's up next year? And guys, this does not mean that this is what it's going to give you. All right. I'm just doing averages. If it's up 50% over 5 years, it's averaging about how much every year? 10%. All right. So you guys can do numbers. If you're invested in Amazon expecting your little, I don't want to say little, I got to stop doing that. $100 can be a lot to some people. It was a lot to me when I was in college. If you think your $100 is about to go to $1 million because Amazon's $1 trillion company, you don't know how to analyze the market. All right. And that's what we're learning today so we can learn how to do it. Realistic expectations. Can somebody tell me the market cap of Amazon? What is the market cap? And why is that important? The market cap is important, guys, because most people don't know how big Amazon actually is. Your money is based off of the growth of this market cap, period. Not the stock price, because the stock price can change anytime they want it to change. But what doesn't change is they can't change the market cap. Amazon can't be $2.5 trillion today and then be worth $200 billion tomorrow. If that happens, it will be because of a nuclear bomb. Amazon can come out with the worst earnings ever, and I'm almost 100% sure it's not going to go from 2.5 trillion to 200 billion. Stock prices, when they do reverse stock splits, can be manipulated that way. Market cap can't be manipulated that way. This number stays the same no matter how much they manipulate the stock. And what people are going to ask, why do they manipulate the stock? To encourage people to buy it because they think that it's cheap now. Ooh, look at Netflix. It's $100 a share now. I can finally buy one. You could have bought Netflix anytime you wanted. You could have bought Netflix when it was 1,000, when it was 20. It don't matter. What matters is what you're investing in it. You might not be able to own a full share. I get that. You shouldn't stay away from Bitcoin or think you missed out on it because it's $90,000 a coin. You shouldn't not be able to buy a full, most of us can't afford a full bar of gold, but it doesn't stop you guys from buying gold chains. You can buy a fractional piece of that gold bar. You guys be so focused on the gold bar that you're like, until I can buy a full 700, $1 million bar, I'm just not going to invest in gold. Meanwhile, gold is going up 10 or 15% a year, but you stuck on owning a full gold bar. That's how you guys are with the stock market. I can't afford Netflix, so I ain't buying it. Yes, you can. You can buy a sliver of it. You might not be able to own a full share yet, but it doesn't mean that you can't capitalize on Netflix's market cap doubling or tripling, which will double or triple your investment. So think about this, guys. The bigger a company is, this is a real number. If I had something that was only let's say I had $100. Let's do some numbers. Let's say I had $100 bill. And let's say Amazon was only worth $1 billion. And let's say it started to grow. I own a share of it. And let's say Amazon grows from 1 billion to 10 billion in size. That means another 9 billion is invested in Amazon. I don't care what the stock price did, because stock price is an illusion. If that market cap went from 1 billion to 10 billion because $9 billion was invested in it, your $100 is going to grow 10 times its value. A light bulb moment should start to go off for you guys. So hold up, Joel. Are you telling me, and this does make sense to me, companies have a higher chance of going from 1 billion to 10 billion than 2 trillion to 20 trillion? You hear what I just said? Companies have a higher chance of going from 1 billion to 2 billion than 2 trillion to 20 trillion, because you're going to make the same amount of money depending on what you're invested in. I can take my $100 and invest it in Amazon. That's a $2 trillion company. But in order for my $100 to be worth $200 one day, another $2.48 trillion has to be invested in Amazon. That's a lot of money. It's a heck of a lot of money. Doesn't mean that you guys can't invest in it. It just means that Amazon doubling in value or growing 10 times its value in 1 year is kind of unrealistic. Can it happen? Anything can happen. So yeah, it's in my opinion, if you're trying to get rich, stay away from these mega cap companies. Y'all missed out on the money made from them going from $1 billion. The numbers. Guys, NVIDIA used to be a $5 billion company that went to 4 trillion. That's 1,000 times your money. That means $1,000 would have been worth 100 grand. But the odds of that $1,000 being invested in NVIDIA today and going to 100,000 is almost none, unless you plan on living to be 500 years old. Is it starting to make sense now? Is it starting to make sense? Now, I don't want you guys to go and buy penny stocks. Penny stocks is where people go to lose money. Where highly educated investors start is going to be at $1 billion. And that's where I start. My kids are not allowed to invest in anything that's less than $1 billion in market cap. 1 billion gets you in the door. Pension funds and mutual funds tend to stay away from anything that's less than a billion because they're going to be on these things called pink sheets. Pension funds and mutual funds ain't buying nothing on pink sheets. Pink sheets means unregulated. SEC is not even involved in it. They can go in there, fudge the numbers, do whatever they can, do pump and dump, don't even get in trouble for it. Stay away from them. Okay. What's another one, guys? I know I spent a lot of time there. I keep saying I'm going to look at all of you guys' stocks and then I spend 20 minutes on one. All right. Palantir. Let's look at another one. All right. Palantir. I'm going back and forth. So I'm just trying to get used to. You guys don't see what I'm doing behind the scenes. I'm going like back and forth, and feel like a Leah up in this mug. All right. Palantir. Palantir, guys, is a cybersecurity company that has a contract with the government. Anytime you hear about a company with a contract with the government, that's what investors like to see. You're making money on the investment arm. You're not making money off of the operations of the company. The company can make trillions of dollars or billions of dollars, and the stock price is not based off of how much money that company makes. It helps. It helps. You know, you can go in there and learn PE ratios and all types of complicated stuff. But why? When all I got to worry about is, look, Palantir is $194 a share, and its market cap is about $500 billion. Guys, I know it has $100 a share stock price, but that bad boy is huge. 100 billion in size. So even if you're invested in Palantir right now and you're expecting your money to grow 10 times its value in the next year, you're being unrealistic. You missed out on the 10x move. See, we were in Palantir when it was worth 48 billion and it ran to 400 billion. Now, in order for you to make 10 times your money, this bad boy got to go from 480 billion to 4.8 trillion. That means it will be the largest company on the planet. That ain't happening. It would have to surpass Nvidia and Amazon and Apple. Can it happen? Anything can happen. What's realistic? Maybe it gets to 1 trillion and chill. I think Palantir only has maybe a double, maybe in the next, this is just my opinion, maybe in the next year or two. If that. If that. Why? Because investors, guys, I know you're like, I know the argument is behind what they're doing for the government. But see, you guys are not thinking about how investors actually think. Investors do have a ceiling. It's a mental ceiling. If the largest company on the planet is Nvidia, they're not gonna, the powers that be are not gonna let what they feel are inferior companies to surpass the larger companies. There's a reason why Amazon, Microsoft, Google, Nvidia, they are all like within like $1 trillion of each other, which just saying that is ridiculous. And at one point, y'all know at one point, one year, Amazon took the reign as being the largest company in the world. Then 3 months later, Apple took the reign. And then Meta took the reign. Like, I don't think it was the largest, but I know Amazon, Apple, and Google switched places. It wasn't because one was making more than the other. It's just that's how investors just operate. They were like, all right, you hit 1 trillion. Now we're going to take our money out of this one. We're going to put it in Google until it hits 1 trillion. Then we're going to put it in Amazon and let it hit 1 trillion. And then you know what came next, guys? I know you guys are thinking like Meta. Nah, y'all know what came next that hit 1 trillion? You got it. The one thing on the planet that Uncle Al was saying was worthless. The one thing on the planet that Uncle and all the banks was saying wasn't worth anything and it was useless and it was blase, and this, that, and the other. You got it. Crypto, Bitcoin. Bitcoin is worth 1.44 trillion. Y'all see that? Then they let Bitcoin hit a trillion. They weren't gonna let crypto. They weren't gonna. The powers that be, in my opinion, was not gonna allow Bitcoin to surpass all the other assets in the world in market cap because it was still speculative. There still wasn't even an index out for it yet. Now that we have indexes and ETFs, maybe Bitcoin can start making a run. And now they're going to say, well, there's no way on earth we going to let Bitcoin surpass gold and market cap. Gold is still going to be the standard. What is gold's market cap? 30 trillion. What? 30 trillion? You telling me that they want to make Bitcoin digital gold and gold is worth 30 trillion and Bitcoin is only worth $1 trillion? That means it might still have 20x still left in it. So if you think 80,000 is a lot, multiply that bad boy. Somebody multiply 90,000 times 30. What do you get? What's 90,000 times 30? 2.7 million? 2.7. So if you think 90 is a lot, you're going to be real mad when that bad boy hit 2.5 million. See, how did I come up with that number? Market cap. Let's just math. I knew to get out of Bitcoin when it hit $50,000 because I did the math. I said, all right, Amazon, Microsoft, Google, they all hit $1 trillion. Bitcoin at the time when I bought it was 100 billion. The other companies hadn't hit $1 trillion yet. Nothing had hit $1 trillion. But Bitcoin was worth 100 billion when it was $5,000 a coin. And most of you guys didn't know this. Y'all thought it was worth zero because you were listening to Uncle Al. Meanwhile, I'm looking up and I'm like, does it have a market cap? Or is this really something that people are just out there spending money on? And they were like, nah, if you take all the cryptocurrency in the world and all the money that has been put into Bitcoin, it's going to give you $100 billion market cap. I was like, whoa. That means if it at 5,000, if it gets to $50,000, that's 10 times my money. When Bitcoin finally hits $1 trillion in market cap, my 5,000 one day can be worth 50 grand. Cool, I'm in. So I bought my $5,000 coin in 2018 with the expectations of selling it when it got to 50,000. Now, when it got to 50,000, everybody else was surprised. I wasn't, because I was like, just do the math. But most of y'all didn't even know what market cap was. And there's nothing wrong with that. You're learning about it today. If you want to truly see what the value of something is, guys, stop looking at the stock price. Look at the market cap. That's where you make your money. You make your money in the market cap. You make your money in the market cap. The market cap, the market cap, the market cap. The stock price is an illusion. Any of you guys out there buying Dogecoin? Anyone out there buying Dogecoin? Can y'all guess how much the market cap is? I know because it's $1 or something, you think it's cheap, right? This whole time you thought you were buying a penny stock. This whole time you thought you were out there buying a penny stock. Hold on. Let me see if it pops up. It's giving me the business. Hold on. Let me start over. I don't know why it's giving me the business now. Why now? Give me a second. This bad boy is giving me the business. There we go. All right, let's start over. Now, what was I saying? Dogecoin. Y'all out here buying Dogecoin. It's 0.13. First of all, let's look at the 5-year chart. It's bullish. Oh, let me see what you guys see. Thank you for the confetti. Who just sent that? Thank you for the confetti. I can't see. Thank you, Tim Puri. This is Dogecoin. Yes, it's 0.13. I get that. Ooh, I can buy a whole bunch of this. I'd rather just buy cryptocurrency than buying stock. This is why so many of our kids are buying crypto, because they actually think it's cheap. It's not cheap, guys. You could invest the same amount of money you invested in crypto. You could be buying Netflix and Amazon and Google, and a lot of them have been appreciating more than these cryptocurrencies. You could have used the same amount of money, but you didn't know any better. That's why you're here. Did anyone? Does anybody know what the market cap of Oh man, I just hit the wrong button. I'm making all the mistakes today. Jeez Louise. Get all this crap off my screen. Move. I told you y'all this is my first time using this. All right. Let me make this a little bigger. Anyone know what the market cap of Dogecoin? Here it is right here. Did anybody guess that? Wait, where is it? And it was not there. Oh, there it is. Did anyone know that the market cap of Dogecoin was 21 billion? What? What's up? Nah, they fooled you. Surprise, we're 22 billion in size. Surprise, 22 billion. Maybe you'll get 10 times your money if it goes to 220 billion. I guess you can say that, right? Bitcoin's what, 1.7 trillion. So why can't this be 200 billion? Get that? You could probably make 10x in this bad boy. But you ain't about to make ridiculous amounts. You might get a 10x. You might get $1,000 might be worth 10 grand one day. It's realistic. But it ain't going to $1 million like you think it is, because you never understood market cap. You just thought, man, it's 0.01. So if it ever went to like $1,000 and I got 1 million coins, it's gonna be worth. Y'all can do that math, but you forgot this math. It's 22 billion in size. It's huge. It's larger than some corporations. It's worthless. Uncle Al, go sit in the corner. Uncle Al, you need to go over there in the corner. Put on your dunce hat. You've been steering people wrong for years. Stop it. Learn the right thing. You can invest in anything if it has a market cap. I tell people that all the time. I don't care what the asset is. If that bad boy got a market cap and I can do math and people are interested in buying it, you can make money. A lot of the cannabis companies that are out there, I can see why you guys are buying it. A lot of you guys are buying them because it's cannabis, not realizing that the market cap of those companies are very, very low. They're higher than $1 billion, but less than 10 billion. Those are the type of companies that if that market starts to move, you actually can become really, really rich. But y'all didn't know it was attached to the fact that it was a small market cap business. The largest cannabis company on the planet is less than $5 billion in market cap. The largest cannabis company on the planet is less than $5 billion in market cap. That means if it ever got to 50 billion or 500 billion, that's where you get rich. If that market can explode. And that's what people are waiting on. Not the fact that the cannabis is doing what it's doing. Y'all are focused on the wrong thing. That's not how investors think. Investors want to make sure that these businesses are running. And all of these companies are running no matter what. They want the investors to make money. Investors make their money off of this company doubling and growing 10 and 100 times its value. You know, these cannabis companies are still selling and people are still buying from them, and a lot of them are still losing money and whatever. They gonna still be around. But the investors aren't making money. The investors are like, yo, these market caps should be in the 50 billions and 100 billions by now. You got 10 racks in that bad boy, you can make 100 grand. All right, remember, these are the opinions of Joel, but I'm teaching you guys market cap. All right. What time is it? 7:48? 12 more minutes and then I'm out of here. All right. One more. MicroStrategy. So MicroStrategy is attached to crypto. Man, it takes a long time to show this chart. To make this chart go big and small. Y'all are just going to have to give me the answer for the market cap. Because TikTok, I have to do this every time. All right. We're just going to look at the big chart. Pull it up here. All right. So let's pull up MicroStrategy. So MicroStrategy. Come on, Yahoo. Work with me. MSTR, right? Why did Bitcoin pop up? Jeez Louise. What is going on? Y'all are clearly seeing me type MSTR, and Yahoo just don't want to work with me. Hold on. I'm going to give it a chance to give me. Okay. There we go. Lord. Let's look at the chart. It's attached to Bitcoin. So 1 year chart is down. Y'all see that? Y'all see the 1 year chart? If you bought this 1 year ago, you are losing. This is now a bearish company. That is not good. 1 year ago, if you bought this, you are losing. But in the last 5 years, it's up 400%. You were better off just owning Bitcoin. You guys know that you can buy Bitcoin in stock now. You can buy it. BTCO is the ticker symbol that I use. BTCO. BTCO. What is the market cap of MicroStrategy? Somebody tell me. $45 billion in size. It's huge. Anybody expecting their 158 to go to 15,000 a share is being unrealistic. That means this would have to go to 4 trillion. Bitcoin ain't even 4 trillion yet. It's got a beta of 3.4, which is ridiculous, which is crazy. 5 year chart is bullish. 1 year chart isn't. 1 year chart, which won't change. Come on, chart. There we go. That's the 1 year chart. And this is the year to date chart. Let's see if that's green. Let's see if you bought it on January the 1st of this year, if we can see any type of change. And I don't see it. It's not working with me, but that's fine. Down 45%. Okay. Just because it's down does not mean it's on sale. It has now become a bearish company. So be extremely careful when you're dealing with MicroStrategy. Let me get another one. Somebody give me a different. We look at crypto. We look at the same stocks every night. Somebody give me something we ain't seen before. Or a common name. All right. We look at that one, but we'll look at this one since it's a different type of stock and it's been hot. We'll look at Oracle. Sorry, moderator. I know you put up VIVK. We'll look at that one next. So let's look at Oracle. Let's look at Oracle. Oh my God, this is driving me crazy. Come on. It is not pulling a. I was better off using my other charts. Oh, there we go. Just takes a minute. Yahoo's kind of slow. So Oracle's name has been in the news because Oracle is Oracle, but Oracle has also invested in a lot of data centers. So data centers is what AI needs. If AI is gonna be as big as we think it's going to be, the chart won't even come up. Oh, there we go. 5-year chart. If you bought Oracle 5 years ago, it's up 200%. All right, that's a pretty decent number. So that means if you divide 5 years by 200%, that means you're earning, like, Oracle is giving you like 40% a year. That's crazy. Very bullish company. Let's see what it did over the last year. Still bullish. I love to see a 1-year chart and a 5-year chart up. Guys, as much as Oracle has sold off, it's still up 15% for the year. Oracle also is a heavy investor into this platform that we're on right now. They're going to own 15% of TikTok. So a lot of people have been buying this stock because they're like, oh my God, I've been wanting to invest in TikTok for so long. This is a way in. Now they only own 15% of it. Oracle is a $500 billion company. So is my 197 gonna go to $19,000 one day? In order for my one share to go to $19,000 a share, Oracle would have to grow 100 times its value. That's gonna put it at 4 trillion. That means it will be with the big dogs. Actually, I'm wrong. It will be bigger. It would have to go to 50 trillion to do that. Because if it's 500 billion now, if it grew 10 times its value, it would be worth the same amount or close to Nvidia. So anybody that's buying this expecting their 197 to go to $1,900 in like a year or two because they own TikTok, you're being unrealistic. It's been giving you a 40% return every year, though. So you might be able to get a nice little move. And when I see things like this down 20 or 30 or 40% and they go back to their all-time highs, that's when you really can grab those gains. So 40%, if that's something you're looking for, it's a pretty decent return, especially for a stock that's down 40 or 50% from its all-time highs. It's bullish on the 1-year chart, bullish on the 5-year chart. I'd rather you guys catch this one as a falling knife than something that's been going down for a year or 2 years or 3 years, because at least this is still bullish. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't mean that it's always going to happen. Let's look, since we were talking about commodities, let's look at silver to close it off. So let's look at silver. I was telling you guys to buy silver 6 months ago, and I bought some, and I'm up. Guys, I'm up almost 100% in my silver. Boy, oh boy, am I happy with this investment. Look at the 1-year chart. Do y'all see this 1-year chart, guys? I got in silver, guys, back when it was like $30-something a share. And that was in June. See this chart? Now, would I buy it way up here? You know me. I want to buy things that have a little bit of equity in it. When you guys are buying commodities, you don't have to really worry about market cap too much, because this market cap doesn't represent the market cap of real silver. you're going to have to go to your GPT and see what the market cap of real silver is, because this is attached to whatever the commodity is doing. But you can look at its past performance. You can say, all right, silver in the past year is up 140%. Silver in the last 5 years is up 174%. So it hasn't been moving like everything else. It's a safer option on something that has some pretty decent beta. Silver does have a beta of 1.4. Anything higher than 1.0 means that it can move. It's moving more than the S&P 500. But over 5 years, that's more realistic. 175 divided by 5 is going to give you what, 25%? It's averaging about, no, I'm wrong, a little bit about, about 30%. So you're averaging about 30% a year in silver. That's a decent return in a commodity. It's still bullish. 1 year chart, 140%. 5 year chart, 174%. So it really started moving just recent. So if you're in silver, guys, I don't know where it's going to go to. I think it might go to 100 is what I'm hearing. And then maybe if it gets there, it'll slow up. I don't know how long it's going to take to get there. But as long as there's uncertainty and as long as this administration is still pushing tariffs and stuff like that, you're going to see commodities start to run. Well, at least the precious metals, because oil has been going in the opposite direction. I know this is the last one I'm going to show you guys. I know a lot of you guys that are buying oil. And I'm like, why are you buying oil? If I go and I look at Exxon, which is the largest, well, it's not the largest. Aramco is the largest, but this is the largest American-based company. The 5-year chart is actually up for Exxon. 186% return. What I didn't like, and maybe it's changed. Okay, it has gone positive since then, but at one point, the 1 year and the year to date chart was down, and I didn't like it. So Exxon is still bullish, but it's only up about 12% for the year. I guess 186 is decent, so I take that back. Exxon is a bullish company. I'm just going off of my personal feelings for it, and I can't do that when I'm educating. Exxon has 2 bullish charts, 170 for the past 5 years, 100. Wait, what was it? What was its return? Its return for the last year is 12%, and it offers a 3.5% dividend. A company like this that has a low beta like 0.38, if Exxon can drop in that 110, 115 range, it can be a good buy with a nice little dividend if you're trying to keep it safe. But I never buy things when they're at all-time highs. All right. So your homework, guys, is to download this platform. This is what you need to start off with the Millionaire Challenge. If you can't do what we were just doing right now, it's going to be real hard to try to make money in this stock market. That's why we're going over a lot of the basics. We're doing it kind of quickly, but I'm going to start it over January the 1st. January the 1st, we're going to start from scratch, beginners to intermediate for the first 30 days. I don't know if I'm going to teach options and futures again for that second month, because February is my birthday month, and I usually take off that whole month. And we travel, I do a lot of golf. So I don't know if I'm going to do I'm going to do January 1st to January 31st. Y'all got me for that. I don't know if I'm going to do February yet. I might skip February. I still might go live every day and do this, but I might do another 30-day challenge for my advanced traders that want to learn the intermediate to advanced. But again, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I might be able to do a hybrid where we do a little bit of both. The first half of the session might be for my beginners, second half might be for my advanced traders. I don't know. We'll see how it feels. But I do know that with my super fans. So if you ever became a super fan, and I got to get out of here because I got a whole bunch of presents to wrap. If you do become a super fan soon, I am going to have special sessions where we learn, whatever it is for that week. So that's what I'm also thinking about doing. Like maybe having a 30-day challenge, but the very first week, that weekend, I might have a 2-day session where we go over what we did for the week, and then I start introducing some of the harder stuff for my advanced traders. I just don't know yet. I got to sit down and write it all out. But that will be something that I only offer to my super fans. So I'm coming to you guys from Decatur, where it's greater. Merry Christmas Eve. And if you guys don't see me tomorrow, Merry Christmas. If you don't celebrate Merry Christmas, Christmas, Happy Holidays. I'm coming to you guys from Decatur, where it's greater. And we're going to leave out on a song. Y'all know what to do during this song. Make sure that you go and engage with my besties over here. Make sure you engage with my top supporters over in this particular box. If you can help me reach my daily goal, I would totally appreciate that. I'm just going to turn on this music, dance in the background, and as soon as this song is over, I'll see you guys tomorrow. God bless and happy holidays.
Playing from Joel's iPad.
What song are we going to listen to?